Hello everyone, my name is Zuberi Mfaki. I am an undergraduate student majoring in computer science from Al-Bukhari International University, and for today I'm going to present a paper under the title Systematic Literature Review for Telehealth System in Monitoring Heart Failure for Midlife Individuals. I'm going to discuss about main 6 topics here as it shows: the introduction, problem statement and objectives, methodology, results, findings and discussion, and as well as the conclusion. Nowadays, heart failure is one of the leading causes of morbidity and mortality in both developing and developed nations, with stroke and other brain illness coming in second and third position. In terms of patient numbers, hospitalization rates and expenses, the heart failure is one of the most pressing healthcare concern, and is a persistent condition that has strong and weak stages and need regular hospitalization. That's why the automated tools like telehealth for remote and continuous monitoring the heart failure disease opens up a new avenue for improving patient life quality as well as the treatment. By definition, we can define the telehealth as the use of digital information and communication technology such as the computers and mobile devices to access and manage the healthcare services remotely. Heart failure, the problem statement behind this research or this study is that heart failure patients are discovered to spend a huge expenses on their treatment, as well as the majority of patients are facing the problem of morbidity and mortality. So in this study, there are 2 main objectives. The first one is to evaluate the telehealth systems of heart failure, monitoring and the follow-up. And the second one is to demonstrate how these systems may assist in lowering the expenses of treating heart failure in midlife individuals, as well as increasing the patient satisfaction. In achieving these objectives, the systematic literature review is performed, and the results are presented in form of numbers of relevant articles, as well as the scope of research and a summary of all reviewed articles. In this paper, the systematic literature review approach is used to address the research for monitoring heart failure in midlife individuals using the telehealth systems, in which different academic research systems and the databases were explored. As it shows here, in academic system and databases, we have ASM Digital Library, IEEE Explorer, Science Direct, Google Scholar, as well as PubMed. So through this approach, there were 4 main steps followed in this methodology. The first one is the identification. The criteria used for identification here was using the title, abstract, and keywords in finding the field, the searching field, and also in screening. The criteria used here, it was all those duplicated or irrelevant titles were filtered out from the articles for further evaluation, and for eligibility, those unpromising abstracts were dismissed from reading, whereby it left only those articles which are relevant in final cut, whereby those articles saved for final analysis. This structure here, it shows the flow chart of all procedures taken throughout the literature review. Also shows the number of articles that were discarded and duplicates because their titles were irrelevant in the discussion. As it shows, 250 articles were all articles searched, and out of those 250, 100 articles were duplicated and irrelevant titles, so they were neglected and left only with 150 articles. And out of those 150 articles, 114 were having an unpromising abstract, and they were dismissed after reading, whereby it left only 36 relevant hits, or 36 relevant articles, in which 10 of them from Google Scholar, 5 from IEEE Explore, 7 from SCM Digital Library, 6 from Sales Direct, and 8 from PubMed. In supporting the illustration before, this table here shows that out of 5 databases which we are having, the search in Google Scholar has produced 37 number of articles, followed by PubMed, SCM Digital Library, Sales Direct, and finally we have IEEE Explore with only 23 searching articles, which bring the total number of 150 number of articles found. Apart from that, those number of relevant articles were 36, with the same of Google Scholar having majority of, Google Scholar have a large number of relevant articles, which shows he has 10 relevant articles compared to other database. And in finding and discussion, in this paper, actually in this section here, as we see, this section discusses the most relevant work found and the classification produced based on the further analysis according to the following criteria. The first one is the patient satisfaction, the second is the treatment, and then we have prevention as well as evaluation. For patient satisfaction side, the satisfaction with technology, education, and the information offered, as well as communication and avoidance of patient travel were all common characteristics observed. This showed that the patients were really satisfied with this technology and the education provided. And for the part of treatment, telemedicine service beneficial, especially in terms of saving time for patients with the head condition. And for the prevention side, telemonitoring system can assist to lower the expenses of treating heart failure and result in fewer hospitalization of patients. So it showed that this system will help in prevention of what we call this, the heart failure diseases, since it was so helpful for the patient actually. And for the evaluation side, rural and distant residents are typically happy with the telehealth as way of service delivery, since was enhanced in accessing healthcare while avoiding the difficulty of traveling. This means that the evaluation showed that this system, it was really successful, since those patients were able to enhance or were able to get the service from health care without traveling from their home places to those healthcare centers. So this showed that the system, this telehealth system, it was successful. And for this table here, it showed the relevant research work on the monitoring of heart failure, whereby it divided in 3 parts here: the authors, the year of publication of these articles, and the scope of research, whereby in scope of research shows here we have the treatment, patient satisfaction, evaluation, as well as the prevention. And here is the summary of all reviewed articles by scope, as we get the total of 36 number of articles, and it shows here that the evaluation scope of research have a large number of articles compared to other scope of research, and this is due to the fact that many academic or many researchers were more eager to learn about the success and failure of telehealth system, particularly in the field of heart failure. And to conclude, I can say that patient monitoring is the process of measuring patient physiological process such as blood pressure, heart rate, or respiratory rate in terms of routine basis. And since majority, a lot of researchers were studied about this field of telemonitoring heart failure, telehealth telemonitoring heart failure. So it showed that many of those researchers, many of them demonstrate that the telemonitoring of patients at high risk of heart failure is an effective way to lower the chance of developing the heart failure disease or heart failure condition. Following the review, it can be concluded that telemonitoring system can assist in lowering the expenses of treating heart failure, resulting in fewer hospitalization of patients. In addition to that, rural and distant residents are typically happy with telehealth as a way of service delivery, since it may enhance the access to healthcare while avoiding the difficulty of traveling from their home places to those healthcare centers. And according to Zuberi 2019, there is an evidence that home telehealth can help people with cardiovascular disease like heart failure. However, more data from large randomized controlled trials with suitable quality is needed to make a persuasive and scientifically sound arguments for the use of home telehealth. And that is all from me. Thank you so much.